Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again here to a Virtual Racing Network. We are live tonight with the Northwest Truck Series presented by Wolves Beard Co. here at Kansas Motor Speedway, and we're here for Kansas. Again, last year we missed this one due to being sick, but we are here tonight. Power did go out earlier here in the studio, but we overcame that, and we are here for some great racing tonight. So we'll be getting to all the racing details, and we're going to talk to at least one driver here in just a moment. But before we do that, we need to thank the sponsors that make all of this possible here on the racing side of things. Of course, big shout out to Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. Make sure you check them out at wallsbeardco.com for all that all natural and organic beard balm product. Again, that is wallsbeardco.com. And of course, on the broadcast side of things here for tonight's race, those do include this series here themselves, Northwest Racing Series, Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm, RaceOnTexas.com, World of Thunder, Hanover Wrecker Service, On the Edge Motorsports, your official Wicked Energy Gum retailer, Huffman Designs, Racecore Online Racing League, and of course Extreme Sim Racing. If you are looking for a sim rig here on iRacing, check them out at extremesimracing.com. Use the promo code VRN, all lowercase, to save yourself 5% on all orders. Again, that is all lowercase VRN to save yourself 5%, and extremesimracing.com. And of course, we are in the Extreme Sim Racing Countdown, the green flag drop here. We have about 8.5 minutes left on the clock. We're going to try to talk to one of these drivers here in just a few moments as we are getting information in here. We're getting information from different drivers here and there as they are chatting with us through radio communications. But we are going to be talking to a driver. We want to, of course, first and foremost, thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. I know, depending on where you're at, it is getting close to midnight some places, if not after. It's about 10, going on 15 till 11 here, but we're here to enjoy some great racing. And we know you are too. So that being said, we again have 7 minutes here, so about 7:45. Let's see who we can grab in here to the booth and take a chat with him. So give us just one moment. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and it was only fitting. I know we talked to Jeff Stabnow a lot from that 24 machine, but it's only fitting we talked to him here tonight, as he did win this race last season. I was out sick. I believe Rudy may have covered that race. Almost missed this one. Power went out. Apparently that curse was there, but we somehow lifted it, and we sent those storms your way, but you still made it here. So first off, how's this truck handling? We've heard it's a little loose.
Yeah, I think we're all dealing with a little bit of heat problem in the rear tires, so we're having to make them pretty tight early, which really kills us on early short run speed, because about 25 to 35 laps in, these things just get ridiculously loose, and I think everybody's trying to find that balance between short run speed and long run speed. I think the guys that are fast early in the run, the first maybe 5-6 laps, may have their hands full, 20, 25 laps in.
Brings that whole being conservative to a whole new level. We think of tracks where it's a difficult track, like, you have Charlotte Turn 1, Las Vegas. We have the Roval coming up, and that's a little what we talk about. This isn't one of those tracks that you typically think of being one of the, tracks you got to worry about too much. But coming up before this chase, we have the Roval, New Hampshire, Talladega. So how imperative is it to have a good race here, knowing that you have a short track, a road course, and a chaos track, and a super speedway coming up right before the chase?
Well, I'll tell you, we sat down when we put this schedule together. We knew that we were going to expand the playoffs, so 12 drivers would be Chase eligible. We knew that we were going to have twice as many races in the regular season with the win-and-you're-in format. So we wanted just to finish up the regular season, just kind of all these, about one of every kind of track that just, you got your mid-size, you got your super speedway, you got your short track, you got your road course, finish up the season. So everybody's got a chance to kind of win, and you're getting in. And right now, Mark starts this race tonight. He'll claim the third playoff spot. So we've got 9 playoff spots still up for grabs. And I think we've still got 18 or 20, maybe even 22 people that have our, mathematical chance to get into those remaining 9 spots. So I'm locked in, so it's just kind of, I get to sit back and enjoy the show. But we're going to have a lot of guys that are going to have a chance to kind of, steal those last spots. And I think that's going to make it real interesting.
Yeah, and definitely going to make it interesting coming into Talladega for the final race before that Chase cutoff. And we down the backtracking here. Speaking of the interesting fact is, a lot of people don't know that there's this unknown apparently curse, broadcaster's curse. Whoever we pick usually ends up wrecking out. I wasn't here last year. You won. I'm here this year. So of course we got to pick you. So the question is that going to affect your race here tonight at all? I don't know. The truck's already loose, so I'm gonna claim no foul there. But it'll be interesting to see if that curse lives up to its name here if I pick you. But it is good to be back here, and obviously missing last year. It's definitely we're gonna let you go here. I know you need to get some practice in. We got some shout-outs that you want to give, so who would those be, and some sponsors on the side of that truck?
Yeah, absolutely. First shout-out goes to Mark Walls and his family, Walls Beard Co., and just all the job that they've done sponsoring this series and sponsoring our trucks and making this series happen over the years. And, they got a whole new line of products coming out and a new business. I'm not sure the name yet, but I hope we can have a partnership with the Walls family for years to come. Just fantastic group of people, fantastic products, love buying their stuff. And then, of course, there's you, Charles, with VRN. We're locked in for years to come, and we wouldn't have it any other way. It's been just a great partnership, and it's great to work with you all these years. We look forward to it for years to come. You're just a professional. And then on top of that, all the guys that are showing up for these races, it's the first time we've run a league through the summer. Because, here in the Northwest, that's your best weather of the year, and everybody's usually so busy in the summer making up for all those crappy winter days that, it's tough to field enough to even run a league in the summer. But I don't know how many we got tonight, but we're probably pushing 20 trucks tonight. So big shout-out to all the guys. And then, of course, they all love racing with each other, too. Got a couple comments on Facebook today where guys are talking about how refreshing it is. They're on a good, clean group of guys. So, and it's just true. These guys are all buddies. We're all friends, and we all just have a really good time out here. So, I think we're just all pretty lucky to be able to race in this league.
Well, definitely. It is 17 is the car count here tonight. And keep in mind, I know there's a lot of leagues out there that may listen in on this and say 17. That's horrible. We have 30 or 40. But it's Northwest. It's exclusive to one club. So 17 drivers for the middle of the summer for an exclusive club is really good car count. So definitely going to be some good racing. I don't care if there's 5. We've seen some good racing. So we will let you go. And hopefully our jinx doesn't come in and curse you there. And we'll be talking to you later tonight.
Charles, you've been picking me so long. I refuse to believe in a curse anymore. But thanks, buddy.
All right. We'll chat with you later. All right. Again, that was the 24 of Jeff Stabnow. He is locked in. We'll see if Mark locks himself in. Of course, all he's got to do is start the race in that number 48 machine. We have 1 minute left on the clock. Of course, that means it is the 1 minute warning. This is your one chance here, folks. Grab you something to drink, grab you something to snack on, and of course, to get that food of choice and a cold beverage of choice, or hot beverage of choice if it's cold where you're at, which is probably unlikely here in the dead of summer. But either way, grab you something to drink, grab you something to snack on. We'll be right back here in 30 seconds with qualifying. Alright, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, the green flag is out here for qualifying, and it is sunny out. No, we didn't go backwards in time, we went forwards in time, as it was practice is technically the day before, and it is simulated as such here in the league, so therefore it was nighttime during practice, and this race will go into nighttime, so it's at right now at dusk, and it will move into nighttime once these guys continue this race. As you can see, the lights are on here at the moment here at Kansas Speedway, and nobody we got one driver out on the track, and that is going to be Ryan Maines in that 13 machine. As he's going to pull out onto the track, we'll go ahead and bring up your qualifying bar. Again, a very fast driver in that 13 number 13 Crunchyroll Chevy Silverado here tonight. And it looks like James Viney out on the track as well. Again, these drivers already complaining about 30 to 35 laps in. It is wicked loose, so they're going to have their work cut out for them here tonight. This is not a track we typically hear complaints about, but this is open setup, so we'll see how they tweak on this car throughout the race. Again, these guys practice several days a week, and then there is, of course, a league-wide practice on Saturday night, the prior to of the week. So this past Saturday, they were practicing for this to get started, but again, it's just a tough track here as these trucks are getting loose, and we'll see what kind of times everyone's going to put in. Ryan Maines, though, going to be the first one, followed by James Vining and Casey Tillman, as right there is the warm-up lap, I believe. No, it's going to be his first lap. 30.665 for Ryan Maines in the number 13 machine against 17 drivers here in qualifying. As we'll jump over to James Vining in the number 333 machine, testmy.net Zydex, number 333. That is a Toyota Tundra that he is driving tonight. And lap number one's going to come in. It's going to be a 30.219 as he puts it to the top of the charts. We'll jump over to Casey Tillman in the number 92 Chevy Silverado, and we'll see what kind of time he puts in. He is on his first time lap here at the moment. Of course, this is that time. We know there's people out in chat. Let us know who you are rooting for, who your pick for tonight's race win is, and hopefully you don't jinx them like we do, Jeff, sometimes. But time number one going to come in 30.153. That'll put Casey Tillman in second place, as we will jump over to Caden Anderson as Ryan Maines calling it done. 29.832. That is the fastest time and the only 29, and well, we say that 29.953 for James Vining, as he just ran the 29 second time here in qualifying so far. Casey Tillman still with a, well, never mind, 29.878, and that will put him in second place as we're watching Caden Anderson. He's about to put in his first time lap in the number one custom fab Toyota Tundra on the track. And it looks like we're going to have Chad Malik. I've never seen this driver before. Brand new driver to the series. As well as John Ottenbacher and Roy Grande going to be coming out onto the track here momentarily. But Caden Anderson in the one machine right there will put in his lap 30.198. That'll put him in fourth place. We'll see if his second lap is any faster. Can he drop it into the 29 second times? Meanwhile, we will jump over to the new driver here. Again, Chad Malik in that number 6 machine, a new driver that we have not seen before. We'll see how he stacks up against this field. It's always good to see some fresh, new blood here in the series. We'll just have to wait and see how he does stack up against the rest of these drivers that have been in this series for quite some time, with veterans of this series. Oh, an interesting time. We'll tell how he does. We've got Mark Walls on the track, Stephen Paulson, John Ottenbacher on the track, Roy Grande on the track, and lap number one coming in here for Chad Malik, and it's going to be a 30.307 to put him in fifth place. I'll jump over to John Ottenbacher, who is putting in lap number one right there, and it's going to be a 30.563. That'll put him in sixth place. Looks like the next one's going to be Roy Grande in the number 51 Taco Bell machine out there. We'll see what kind of time he puts in, and just a awesome looking Taco Bell. I believe that says Chalupa on the side of that truck. And of course, everybody digs the chalupas from Taco Bell. And that 51 machine of Roy going to put in a 7th place time, 30.570. Let's go over to Mark Walls as he's about to put in a time as well as Stephen Paulson. And there it'll be right there, 30.123. That'll put him in 7th place. Stephen Paulson coming up to the line now as well as he will put in his first time, and it will be a 30.384, and that will put him in 8th place. As Sean Brightsman, lap number 1, coming in for that 46 Walls Beard Co. VRN Toyota Tundra here tonight. And it will be here momentarily anyway. He's a little further back than we thought he was. But lap number 1 is imminent here anytime. And we also have James Thurston and Rob Stewart can be on track. Right there will be lap number 1, 30.468. That'll put him in 9th place, and a 30.626 for James Thurston. That will put him in 11th place, as everyone has put in a first time that we've covered. Rob Stewart out on the track. Meanwhile, Frank Harris, Tom Green, Dan Stuzzi, Scott Hutchinson, and Jeff Stabnow have not come out onto the track yet. All right, here again, just getting radio communications from drivers. We love getting that information in so we can listen in and get that information to the fans if needed. Rob Stewart on his timed lap, or his first time lap here at the moment. What kind of time will it be is the question. And the number 76 Northwest Chevrolet Silverado. And time right there at the line will be a 30.564. That'll put him in 11th place as he just gets by the number 51 of Roy Grande here. And we have 17 drivers that have made the trip here to Kansas. Right now, that is it that's gone the track, as your pole sitter Mark Walls and Sean Brightman, John Ottenbach, your top 3. That is Wicked Chassis Racing 1, 2, 3. Will Jeff Stabnow get up there and make it 1, 2, 3, and 4 to start this race? Ryan Maines, who was up there for a while, and they're going to break it up. Rob Stewart to the top of the charts, 29.687. The only 29.6 second time. Here's that 76 machine is blistering fast out on the track, and we're going to jump over to Jeff Stabnow in the 24 machine as he is out on track. He's going to try to get up there with his teammates as he crosses the blue line and the blue cone. He is clear to come onto the track here for his warm-up lap, and then of course lap number 1 going to be coming out here momentarily. All right, warm-up lap is in. We will see what kind of time he puts in for lap number 1. Again, this is the 24 Jeff Stabnow. We talked about him. He's our pick for tonight's race win. He won last year at Kansas. We'll see if he can go back-to-back Kansas wins here in the trucks. And not going to do it with that, as he's going to run a 30.385. Second lap would have been his faster lap, but unfortunately taking it for a spin into the outside wall. And that is going to do it for that qualifying run. I do not believe he's going to be able to bring it back out on to the track. That may have invalidated that second lap, as we got JT in chat with the Stabinator. We will refer to him as that. I forgot that was his nickname out there in chat. That is Jeff the Stabinator Stabnow on track, and he's going to call it done. So unfortunately, qualifying going to be coming to an end. So we'll go ahead and get rid of qualifying off your screen. It's going to be the 76 of Rob Stewart taking it on pole here tonight. On his outside is going to be the extremely fast 48 of Mark Walls. We'll go through your whole lineup here momentarily as we're getting ready to get this thing started. We want to remind everyone, of course, you're watching it all live here on Virtual Racing Network. This is the Northwest Truck Series presented by Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm. Definitely check them out at wallsbeardco.com. Qualifying's over. Let's get to the racing action. 17 drivers here to start this race. All right, again, it's time to go through your Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm starting grid, as we're just waiting on a few last drivers to take to the grid, and we will get this thing going. We'll go ahead and jump over to them. As they are getting ready, let's go ahead and go through it. On row 1 for the Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm starting grid is going to be the 76 of Rob Stewart. On his outside is going to be the 48 of Mark Walls. Row 2 is going to be the 46 of Sean Brightsman and his teammate, the 89 of John Ottenbacher. Row 3 is going to be the 13 of Ryan Maines and the 92 of Casey Tillman. Row 4 is going to be the 1 of Caden Anderson and the 2 of James Thurston. Row 5 is going to be the 333 of James Vining and the 58 of Stephen Paulson. Row 6 is going to be the 6 of Chad Malik, again a brand new driver here to the series, and the 24 Jeff Stabnow, our pick for tonight's race, starting in row 6, spun it out during qualifying. That'll be unfortunate for him, but he did put in a time right before it happened. Row 7 is going to be the 51 of Roy Grande and the 91 of Scott Hutchington, our first driver not taking a time, and doesn't look like he may be starting this race. We'll see here in just a moment. Row 8 is going to be the 77 of Tom Green and the 11 of Frank Harris. And rounding out the field here tonight in row 9, your 17th driver is going to be the 78 of Dan Stuzzi. And of course, that will do it for your Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm starting grid. Scott Hutchinson in the 91, not going to be making the call here tonight. He will be MIA from this race. Sometimes that happens. He doesn't have his internet working the way he wants. For whatever reason, he doesn't start. When he does start, trust me, you've got to be on the lookout for him. That being said, we're going to go to the front of this field. As of course, that is going to be the 76 of Rob Stewart. It is on pole for tonight's race. Question is, will he be able to win this race? He's going to have a lot of competition when this race gets started, as he's going to have Mark Walsh, Sean Brightsman, John Ottenbacher, Ryan Maines, and Casey Tillman going to be right on his back bumper. Those are just the 5 cars behind him. Really, there's nobody in this series that doesn't have a chance to win, and a lot of them have won. The driver I'm going to be watching is a 6 of Chad Malik, as he's brand new to the series. Meanwhile, we're getting ready to get the green flag right there. Green flag is out. We are racing here for lap number 1 of 134 here tonight at Kansas Speedway. And a dead even start between the front two, but it looks like the 48 of Mark Walls is going to get the advantage here. We'll see if he can hang on to the advantage as we go, and it's not going to happen. He's going to slide back to second place where he started, and that's unfortunate. He's definitely got a good run on the outside, but not quite enough to make anything happen. He's got 89 of John Ottenbacher right behind him, but Ottenbacher going to slide back a little bit himself, as they are really starting to bunch it up back here. They are 3 wide. Jeff Stabnow right in the middle of Casey Tillman in the 92 and the 6 of Chad Malik, the new driver. And Jeff Stabnow slides up just a little bit, gets into the 92 of Casey Tillman. The 58 gives him a bump, and around goes the 24. Caution is out. Tom Green trying to avoid it all. Caution number 1 is out. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here. As if we have to, we'll see if we can't go to the aerial coverage. Watch the 24 in the middle of your screen. As he's right there, we'll see, did the 92 come down or did the 24 go up? And looks like maybe the 24 just now slid up just a little bit and got into the 92. Again, we are not the judge here. We just call what we can from the angle we see. And unfortunately, that's what it looked like here for us, as Jeff Stabnow going to be on the pit road for quite some time now. Again, he's already locked in, so no major issues for him if he doesn't finish this race. But the 48 of Mark Walls, your race leader, I don't know, 3 laps in, I don't see anybody coming down the pit road at the moment. We'll see. All right, nobody's coming down, so while we have a moment, we are going to step away to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. All right, we are just about ready to get this thing going. It looks like Jeff Stabnow did not use a fast repair. Interesting there that he is going to be several laps down, but did not use his fast repair to fix that car. But he is probably towing, but I didn't think he hit the wall hard enough to need to tow. But it looks like indeed he did need to, as he is coming back here. That he had 3 minutes of repairs. One of the two happened, but he's back on track as he is trying to get that car back up there. We are just about ready to get this thing going again. So with Jeff Stabnow on his way to catch up to the field as they are getting ready to take the green flag here momentarily. Alright, green flag is out and we are racing once again. As it's going to be the 48 of Mark Walls that is leading this race so far. Again, I expect to see some really good racing between all these guys. We're going to go back here a little bit. Look at this group going on. The 89 of John Onbacher, the 76 of Rob Stewart, who started on pole. He's in third place right now, side by side with Caden Anderson. As these two not giving up, Caden Anderson going to go to the inside of the 89 of John Onbacher, and he's going to push him up just a little bit. And it may be what he has to do to get by him, as he's going to be side by side, but he is going to have him at the line for second place. And he can't quite clear him just yet. I wouldn't say he's 100% done by any means, as he is definitely pushing forward, but not quite 100% clear. Going back just a little bit here. Well, we'll go back up there. Hang on. The 89 of John Onbacher going back to the inside. He's going to get by Caden Anderson. Now he's got his eyes set on the race leader, his teammate, the 48 of Mark Walls. He's going to try to get by him. Let's go ahead and bring up the top three onto your screen. Meanwhile, we're going to go back here just a little ways. You got Sean Brightsman, James Thurston, Roy Grande, Chad Malik, all back here bunched up together. Again, this should be a good race back here as we have Stephen Paulson and Chad Malik side by side, and it's going to be the 58 of Stephen Paulson that is able to take the position. That is 10th position they are battling for. Meanwhile, just ahead of them, we got a battle for the lead. Mark Walls trying to hang on to it with the 89 of John Ottenbacher trying to get by. Can he do it? That is the battle for the lead. Mark Walls into the outside wall all by himself. That's going to drop him 2 spots as Ottenbacher and Anderson are going to be able to get by him. And it looks like Ryan Maines in the 13 is going to get by him as well. And that's going to be some heavy damage to the right side of that 48 truck. He definitely will have to get that fixed next time down pit road. But that could be quite some time. Once they get into a groove, it will be very unlikely to see too many cautions here tonight. So that truck is going to be struggling as the 333 James Viney gets by him. And here comes Rob Stewart. He's going to get by him as well. It's up to Mark here. He's probably not going to bring it down and lose a lap on pit road. He may lose 2 if he has to repair too much. But he doesn't want to use his fast repair on just that little bit of damage, so we'll see how that one plays out. Meanwhile, Caden Anderson has checked out from the field there. That is the 92 of Casey Tillman that's in front. He is actually 1 lap down, so he's not your leader. He's actually a lap down of being caught by the leaders. But we'll see if he can stay ahead and on that 1 lap down, possibly get the wave around. Meanwhile, Jeff Stadnow back here, he is 2 laps down behind the 78 machine, trying to get by him to see if he can possibly get into a lucky dog position, but he needs 1 more lap back and to pass 2 drivers to be able to do so. We'll see if he can do it. This is the group we want to watch here, though. Caden Anderson, Ryan Maines, Rob Stewart, James Vining, James Thurston, Sean Brightsman, Roy Grande. All these guys, throw a blanket over them. They're right here together, and they are doing a fantastic job of battling with each other. Just absolutely outstanding how good these guys are doing together as we see the 76 Rob Stewart's going to try to come to the inside of Caden Anderson and Ryan Maines. Ryan Maines may try to dip that truck down to the bottom lane here in just a minute. We'll see if he does, but at the moment he hasn't, and that's what we're expecting right there. He's going to dive to the inside, make the pass on the number 1 of Caden Anderson, and will he have him at the line is the question. He does, but he doesn't have him 100% cleared, and there he does, barely cleared him, but he cleared him nevertheless, and that will put the number 13 of Ryan Maines into 2nd place. John Ottenbacher still out front leading this race. Casey Tillman still hanging on to right now the first car 1 lap down. So we'll go back to his gearbox. You can see right there how close the leaders are to him. As if we were to go to the nose of John Ottenbacher here, you can see how close he is to running him down. Here's a little go. Let's just go to the roll bar camera here as we go on board with the 89 of John Ottenbacher. He is reeling him in slowly but surely. But Casey Tillman, not a slow driver by any means, so it's something you're going to have to look out for. We'll see Ryan Maines in the 2nd. That's the battle for 3rd place right now between Caden Anderson and Rob Stewart. Rob Stewart all over the back bumper of Caden Anderson, going to try to get by him for the position. The question is, can he do it? So far, he's proven to be a strong adversary for everyone in here. Caden Anderson, we don't necessarily see him as often as we used to. But when he's here, you definitely have to look out for the number 1 machine. And as we like to refer to the 46, the banana truck, as it is always bright yellow out there. That is Sean Brightsman. He's going to get by James Thurston to take 5th place away. And he's going to try to work over Rob Stewart and Caden Anderson here in just a minute on the bottom side of this track. Again, let us know who your pick for tonight's race win is. And of course, if you like the broadcast, you like the racing, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and make sure you also head on over to Race on Texas on YouTube and subscribe to that channel. That is where we cover all of our dirt races, as we have 100% merged over there. So all dirt races we cover are on the Race on Texas YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to that channel as well. But what a battle going on. And we got the 51 of Roy Grande into that Taco Bell Chalupa, number 51. Chevy Silverado right there with the 46 of Sean Breisman. And not going to quite be able to get by him. Here he's going to take to the high lane. Meanwhile, I'm going to go back up to the front. We got a battle for the lead. That is the 89 of John Ottenbacher and the 13 of Ryan Maines. Ryan Maines all over the leader of John Ottenbacher's back bumper here at the moment. Will he be able to pass him for the lead is the question. We're going to be watching this battle for a little bit here to see what happens. As right now, John Ottenbacher's only led 10 laps as he crosses the line right there out of the 19 completed. So he hasn't led all the laps. He just led the most laps. However, he was tied with 9, and he resumes now. He is your leader with the most laps led. But Ryan Maines is looking to have something to say about that as we're 20 laps in of this 130 lap race. We currently have 115 laps to go here for tonight's race. Again, it's definitely going to be a very interesting race, as you just never know how it's going to go. Sometimes the guy that leads the most laps isn't always the one sitting in victory lane at the end of the night. Sometimes he is. Again, our pick is, of course, Jeff Stabnow, and already he is 2 laps down here at the moment, so unfortunately, it looks like maybe that curse has got him. He won last year when I wasn't here. We were not covering this as I was sick. He wins. I come back, and he ends up out of the race as we got some trucks going around in the grass. And it looks like it's going to be Rob Stewart. Caution comes out. Let's go see who else was involved. Caution coming out, and it looks like it may have been the 76 of Rob Stewart. We know maybe Caden Anderson involved in this as well, and I believe the 76 may have slid up and got into the 1. And we'll see if that's the case. Indeed, the 76 of Rob Stewart slides up, hits the 1 of Caden Anderson. Caden Anderson saves it. What a save for the 1 of Caden Anderson. But the 76 of Rob Stewart goes around. He'll go through the grass and bring out caution number 2 here tonight. And we'll go back to live. But again, caution out on the track here. I'll bring up the information there. That is caution number 2 here for 3 laps. They're going to be 4 when they get to the line. 4 different lead changes here tonight. We'll see how this race goes. So far, 2 cautions, not too bad. We've completed 22 laps of the 134 scheduled. Will we go into green, white, checkered? Well, we'll find out here soon enough. So we are under caution, so we're going to step away. We'll be back when those lights go off to recap any pit stops that go underway. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and it's going to get interesting here. We have Steven Paulson in the 58 machine, 13 tire laps on his tires, and Jeff Stabnow 24 machine, 22 laps on his tires. They chose to not come down. They're going to get the wave around. That will put them both one lap down, and of course the only drivers one lap down here at the moment. Rob Stewart had a 30-second pit stop, probably had a penalty in there. He is going to start back in 14th position. We'll see how it goes for the front of this field. We're going to have teammates on the front here. John Ottenbacher and Sean Brightsman for the restart. The question is, how will it go tonight? Your guess is as good as mine. Let's bring your main bar back up onto the screen as we're getting ready to get this thing going once again. And the green flag will be coming out right about there. Green flag is in the air. We're on lap 27 of 134 for tonight's event. We're here at Kansas Speedway with 108 laps to go. It is going to be John Ottenbacher out front. We're going to go a little further back here. Ryan Maines trying to run down the 46th of Sean Brightsman. Brightsman is one of the favorites anytime he gets behind the wheel. But we got Ryan Maines. That is no slouch. Caden Anderson, James Thurston back here as well. Mark Walls got the damage fixed on that truck. And he used his one fast repair for tonight's race. He's going to keep trucking forward, seeing what he can do to try to get back to the front. He did lead some laps, but not right at the moment. His teammate is leading it, John Ottenbacher, who has led 18 laps of this race. And I say Mark Walls led. I'm pretty confident he led a couple. I'd have to go back and look. He may have been battling for the lead when it happened. I don't think he actually ever got to the front. We've had 5 different leaders, so to try to remember them all would be difficult. We'll do our best, though, but we got shaking and baking going on here. Ryan Maines and Caden Anderson side by side, duking it out right now for 3rd position. That's going to allow Mark Walls to catch them. Question is, can he get by them? Is he willing to thread the needle and push that one of Caden Anderson down the track just a little bit and try to go in between them? No, he's not. At least not at that point in the track. We'll see if he is going to do it later, but he's going to take the high side. Ryan Maines thought he was going to go a little bit lower, but he didn't. He came back up, and right there, now you'll see the 48 of Mark Walls dip down as he's not really going to thread the needle. Caden Anderson falls back just a little bit. Let's go back just a little bit now. Caden Anderson under fire from James Thurston and the 333 of James Vining. Vining has to tap the brakes just a little bit not to get into Anderson as he comes down and shuts the door on him as they go across the line out of turn number 4. Now they're in turn number 1. And we're going to have to go up a little bit. We have a new leader. Mark Walls gets by John Ottenbacher. 3 wide for the Wicked Chassis Racing boys. 1, 2, and 3. They are side by side here for the race lead. You can throw a blanket over all 3 of these. Mark Walls has the advantage running through the middle. And it's going to be John Ottenbacher. No, it's going to be Mark Walls that gets it at the line. Ottenbacher going to settle behind his teammate, Sean Brightsman, now, though, under fire from Ryan Maines on the high side here. As there are 3 distinct grooves on this track, and these drivers are using every single one of them here tonight. What a battle it has been, and we're only 32 laps in. We have 103 laps to go, make it 102 as they come to the line. Side by side, still Ryan Maines and the 46 of Sean Brightsman, and those 2 almost making a little bit of contact there, but we keep it clean and green so far. The 46 of Brightsman trying to get by John Ottenbacher for 2nd place, and he has him there for the moment. but it's not going to stick. He's going to have to regroup and try it again, as the 89 having a little bit of push from the 13 of Ryan Maines. Again, drafting not really an issue here, but he is getting a little bit of push from him, and that will definitely boost him just slightly. Again, not much. I'm not going to say it's draft at all, but it will help him just a little bit, but we'll see how much, as here comes the 46, going to try to get by him one more time. And still not going to happen. The 89 of John Ottenbacher hanging on to second place. Ryan Maines wants to see these guys either go forward or go backwards. He wants to either get by him or have him take off and leave him. One of the two. Preferably he'd like to get by him, but right at the moment that is not happening. They're kind of stuck here in a stalemate with each other. Especially Ryan Maines and Sean Brightsman. They are side by side for third position at the moment. John Ottenbacher able to hold both of them off, as there you see the 13 of Ryan Maines will get by Sean Brightsman, but not for long. Brightsman going to come back to the inside one more time, but he can't do it. He's going to have to settle. We go back here just a little ways. Let's check in with Jeff Stabnow. He is a one lap down, back in a 16th position at the moment. Again, he got the wave around for staying out, but he is on extremely old tires. And we heard anything after about 30 laps, these tires are junk, basically. They're loose. You can't hardly do anything with them. And he is out there on 33 lap tires. Stephen Paulson on 24. He's getting close to it in that 58 Jim Beam. I believe that's a Toyota. It is Toyota Tundra. He's driving with a little bit of damage as well. We go back to the front of this field. Ryan Maines once again hunting down second place John Ottenbacher. He's trying to get up to the lead. Mark Walls has thrown the keys on the counter here and checked out, as he has a 1.366 second lead over the rest of this field, and he is not looking back anytime soon. Again, Mark Walls has led 13 laps. I knew he'd been out front, and he has indeed led several laps. Look at the battle. Look at the weaving back and forth from the 13 of Ryan Maines. He is just utterly determined to get by that 89 of John Ottenbacher here tonight. Question is he going to be able to do it? We'll see. Not going to happen. Here goes the 46. As I have a feeling these tires are probably about to start wearing off here. Again, 30 is the limit, but I think they may start wearing off a little bit before that. At least as far as what you can do with the tires. They're going to start wearing off a little sooner than that 30 lap mark. So we'll see Caden Anderson kind of sitting back there waiting to strike when he can. So is James Thurston in the 2 machine. He's just kind of chilling back there waiting for his time. I don't count him out yet. Casey Tillman was a lap down about 10 laps ago. He's on the lead lap now as we're on lap number 40. We have 95 laps to go. Less than 100 to go in this race already. Awesome to see how quickly they are chipping away at the laps. As there is your race leader, the 48 of Mark Walls, leading this race. And he, again, is doing a fantastic job of leading this thing. He's led now, make it 17 laps right there at the line. John Ottenbacher also right there. He's led some laps, but at the moment trailing his teammate. He has kind of pulled away from Ryan Maines, though, so that is good news for him. We'll see. We're going to go back here a little bit. Caden Anderson under fire from Sean Brightsman. That is a battle right now for 4th position. Not quite a podium finish, but a top 5. And that is a respectable finish. A decent points night considering the chase is going to be coming up here in just a few weeks. Again, that chase will be starting, so everyone's going to be looking out for it. And trying to figure out exactly where they need to be and what they need to do to try to get up there. As we'll go ahead and bring that schedule up real fast. Just to give you an idea, we're here at Kansas right now. We have Darlington, actually we're off next week. Then we have Darlington, Las Vegas, and New Hampshire coming up on the schedule before we take another week off. And then the last two races before the chase gets started, folks, is going to be chaos. Is all you can say about it. We go to the Charlotte Roval and then to Talladega before we start the chase at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. So two very chaotic tracks, two totally different tracks. Actually, you might as well count three in there. New Hampshire, you got a short track. Then you go to a Roval, a road course with an oval. Then you go to a super speedway to start the chase, or right before you start the chase. That is insane. The schedule crazy here for these guys, so it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. Sean Brightsman still trying to work over Caden Anderson, currently for fourth position. Meanwhile, we're going to go back a little ways here, and you'll see not much going on back here in the back. You do see Frank Harris and Roy Grande. They're right there just a little bit together, but it looks like Roy Grande is going to fall back just a little bit. Rob Stewart, your pole sitter here for tonight's race. He has fallen back tonight. He was further back than that, but he has actually worked his way back to ninth position. He was as back as 14th at one point, but again, working his way back to the front of this race. So a good job for him to do so. We are caution, I wouldn't say caution free, but we have gone a huge run here. 22 laps so far since the last caution, as Mark Walls has used that time wisely to check out from the field, as he is doing just that, as he just led his 23rd lap of this race. We are 46 laps in on lap number 47. And really unsure as to who's going to win this race. We do know this is a good little battle going on here. Not quite as good as this one back here between Caden Anderson, Sean Brightsman, and I would even count James Thurston in this group as well. That is a three-car battle currently for fourth position. Alright, you know what we have not done yet in this race? I think it's time for it, folks. As we were getting a little hydration drink back there. We have 85 laps to go this time by. Let's go here. Let's go to the 46. Let's go on board, and we're going to go a lap or two on board with Sean Brightsman in that 46 machine just to see what it's like to be in his shoes right now, trying to battle for fourth position. Alrighty, you see just how crazy it's getting here. Contact almost being made between Sean Brightsman and Caden Anderson as we go back to our main camera here, but they keep it clean here. Sean Brightsman going around just as we talk about keeping it clean. And what a save from that 46 Walls Beardco Chevy, or it's actually Toyota. He's running Toyota Tundra. What a save for the 46 of Sean Brightsman. That's going to take him out of this main group here, as that's now going to make it between the two of James Thurston, Casey Tillman, and James Vining, giving the one of Caden Anderson just a little bit more breathing room. That's exactly what he needed, as he was under heavy pressure from those guys behind him, but that's going to give him that little bit extra room to just kind of breathe, but not relax. He cannot relax at any time during this race until the checkered flag has waved. Of course, right now that is still 80 laps away. And so that is what we have, 80 laps to go, 54 down, 80 to go for Mark Walls out front leading this race. And we have 31 laps, and again, not sure what the exact fuel mileage is. We know they can go about 30 or so on tires before they're junk. So we may see the caution coming out before we see a fuel stop. We'll just have to see. We want to check in that their fastest lap, 29.840 for Mark Walls. His fastest lap here, or his last lap, sorry, 31.143. So his fastest lap and last lap completely different here. So let's go ahead and pull that up here. Let's pull his in-race information up on to the screen. There you see, currently in first, started second. He's been as low as 11th here tonight in the number 48 machine, so he has definitely had some ups and downs here tonight. You saw that little bit of damage he got. That is when he went back to 11th. He smacked the outside wall, and he has recovered from it and worked his way back up to the front of this field here tonight, trying to do it the old-fashioned way. John Ottenbacher sitting in second place right now. Even though he's in second, he's still got a deficit of 2.3 seconds behind Mark Walls. His teammate Ryan Main's going to be a little bit behind him as well by 0.950. So even that gap is starting to stretch out. This gap right here, a little bit less, as you have Caden Anderson and James Thurston right there. James Vining going to be sliding back a little bit from where he was in this group of three, more into a group of two, almost a group of one. But the two of James Thurston still trying to work with him, as Sean Brightsman is definitely getting very loose in that 46 machine. And they are, of course, past it, and there's the caution coming out we were afraid of. Mark Walls, your race leader. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. This is what we were afraid of, folks. Those tires getting old, and your leader is no exception to it. Let's see what happened. It just smacks the outside wall, and that doesn't bring out the caution, but we're about to see what did, as he just brings it to a stop on the track, and that will bring out the caution right there. So not sure what happened there that caused him to bring it to a complete stop. But indeed he does, and of course the caution is out for this third time here tonight. We'll bring that up real fast. Third caution for 6 laps, 6 different lead changes, as your leader, the 48 of Mark Walls, smacks the outside wall and brings it to a stop on the apron in turn number 1, actually more in the triangle. So again, 1, not sure what prompted to bring it to a stop, and 2, why the caution did come out. He was out of harm's way, but the caution will come out regardless. So we will be under the third caution here tonight. So we'll step away, and when those lights go off, we will go racing and be live on the mic once again. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back once again as we are just about ready to get that green flag one more time. We are on lap 63, going to be lap 64 when we get the green flag. We're getting everything set up on our end. Green. Again, the green flag going to be coming out to start lap 64. We will have 71 laps to go. Still not quite at the halfway point. Laps are winding down quicker and quicker. Cautions only had a few. We'll see if that continues here tonight as the green flag will be coming out right about now. Green flag is out and we are racing here for the Northwest Truck Series presented by Walls Beard Co. here on lap number 64. And a good little battle going on here already between the 2 and the 1. You got 1-2 battling Caden Anderson and James Thurston side by side. Fresh tires all around. Everyone is back on the lead lap once again, and this could make it even more interesting. We'll see. They got a good little battle going on here. I want to Dan Stuzzi for a second here. We'll look him up there. You see, started 18th. He's up to 6th place. And then a 78 machine. He has definitely worked his way through this field. And he is on the move here in tonight's race, going a little bit further ahead. We got a side-by-side battle still going on between the 1 of Caden Anderson, the 2 of James Thurston, the 92 of Casey Tillman trying to thread the needle. He thinks better of it. He keeps us going clean and green as he's going to tuck in behind the 2, but not for long. He's going to go to the inside bottom lane, and it looks like he will clear the 2 of James Thurston. He does. And will he get by the 1 of Caden Anderson as well? Not in that corner. He's going to have to keep digging here going into a turn number 1. And still not going to happen in 2. It looks like Caden Anderson knows he's there, and he's going to go to the bottom and try a little bit of block there as well. So we'll definitely be watching those two as he goes to the inside, and I believe he'll have him. This time he does. Now he's got his eyes set on the 13 of Ron Maines. Casey Tillman on the move here in the number 92 machine. How will this one play out? They're side by side, too deep. Is Casey Tillman going to get to the inside of the 89 machine of John Onbacher? That is the battle for the lead. Now that Mark Walls is not in the race. This shake things up because he was really quick, but 2 times he gets into the outside wall on his own. And the second time doesn't have a fast repair. It was a hard lick, and he decides to go ahead and pack it up, put it on the trailer, and call it a night. He will lock himself into the chase just by being here regardless, as those were 35 lap tires, and that is the reason that truck was probably loose. But Casey Tillman on it, I wouldn't say fresh tires, but 9 lap tires anyway, fresher than the 35 lap tires earlier. And he is trucking by on the outside. He is your new race leader. He's led his first lap now. Ron Maines in the 13 machine trying to get by as well. And will he be able? He does get by the 89 of John Onbacher, but hasn't been able to clear the 92 yet. And they are jockeying very hard for position at the moment. So, question is, who will be your winner? As the 92 is going to get into the outside wall, and that's going to cause him a lot of damage to the outside, right side of that machine, and that's going to net him 7 spots that he's going to end up losing because of that, and it may not be done yet. James Vining going to try to make something happen, and now we go back to the front, as now it's going to be Ryan Maines that's out front. He's led his first lap of the night, going to be leading lap number 2 if he can hang on to it. Question is, can he hang on to it? It's going to be a tough job with Caden Anderson right behind him, as well as the 89 of John Ottenbacher. Neither one of them are going to be slouches. They're going to be someone you have to watch out for. We'll see, can he do it? He pulls away a little bit. Ryan Maines has a nice little lead there. Your front 4, though, right now, Maines, Anderson, Ottenbacher, Thurston. You could put a blanket over those 4. Then you have to go back to Dan Stuzzi before you get to Frank Harris. Then Casey Tillman, Sean Brightsman, and James Vining. As it looks like Casey Tillman back on the move once again. He's going to try and make something happen once again. Again, he had a huge run going and then got into the outside wall. Maybe he overdrove it just a little bit, but he's definitely got a fast truck here. As we go back up, as we got Ottenbacher in the 89 all over Caden Anderson's back bumper, trying to get by him. We'll see if he can make that pan out here in just a little bit. James Thurston trying to get into the mix as well for that is for second position. Can he get it? We want to check in here one time here to our lap down cars. We have the 76 of Rob Stewart, who is 1 lap down. Jeff Stabnow somehow went back a lap down, or either he was 2 laps down. I thought he had his back on the lead lap. He's not. And of course, Chad Malik, the new driver here tonight, he is 1 lap down here at the moment. Roy Grande and Mark Walls at DNS, they did not, or DNF, they did not finish this race. And of course, Scott Hutchinson with the DNS didn't start the race here tonight. So it's unfortunate for those drivers that didn't finish the race or didn't start. Hopefully, we will see them back here in the near future. We're going to go back up here. Look at this battle going on. Frank Harris, Sean Brightsman, Casey Tillman, and you might as well throw Rob Stewart in there. He's battling, but it's not for a position as much as it is real estate on the track. We'll see how that one plays out for him. As the 11 of Frank Harris doing a fantastic job of holding off the 46 of Sean Brightsman here at the moment. Let's go on board. We've been on board with him once. Let's go back on board with him here. This is how close these guys are running together here. You're on board with the 46 of Sean Brightsman trying to get by the 11 of Frank Harris. Frank Harris not having any of that as he's going to stay in front of him as the best he can. So let's go off that. Let's go up to Frank Harris if we could and go back to his gearbox camera. And look at the back bumper here from that gearbox. And you see some serious damage there. I guess I wouldn't call it serious, but definitely some damage to the 46 machine is right there. It's going to be Frank Harris that gets into the outside wall, and that's going to cost him 2 positions, maybe 3, if the 333 of James Vining can get by him. And he's going to look to. He's going to go to the inside, and it looks like he will get by him once again. As we will go back to the front, or close to it anyway, for second place, Caden Anderson and John Ottenbacher battling side by side. Meanwhile, your leader with the 1.3 second lead, that is Ryan Maines, and he has kind of checked out from the rest of this field, and that's what happens to a couple of our leaders, and then it hasn't worked out for him too well. So not necessarily the safest place you could be out front. So I wouldn't say he's safe by any means. We'll see. Sorry about that. Had a little pop-up on the screen. We apologize for that. But definitely something these guys have to be kind of leery of. You know, you get out there at the front, doesn't necessarily mean you're safe, and it seems like they do tend to get that lead the longer we stay green. As we're 21 laps in, it will not be long before we get to the 30 lap mark, and of course when that does happen, that is when we could potentially see those incidents happen. So a lot of things that could go wrong the longer you go, but that is Ryan Maines. It's out front leading this race here at the moment. Again, that's really not the battle. This is our closest best battle we want to watch here, as it looks like the one of Caden Anderson's kind of pulled away from the 89 of John Ottenbacher, but the 2 of James Thurston starting to make something happen as well. So a lot of things in play here for second, third, and fourth. Sean Breitzman in fifth at the moment. James Vining in sixth, as we've seen several guys get into that outside wall, and it's really cost some positions. Not even the slightest little bump, scratch, whatever you want to call it, into that wall can really cost you some spots. Casey Tillman, of course, the latest victim. Before that, it was the 48 of Mark Walls, who had to pack it up early, as he had already used that fast repair. And when each person has done it, they have lost an average of about 5 positions thus far in the race. Jeff Stabnow, of course, our picks, making a little bit of room, as the 11 of Frank Harris back into the outside wall. And that is going to cost him some spots, as he was in 6th place. Now he's going to go back to 8th, as that's going to, again, allow 2 people to get by him, Casey Tillman and James Vining. He might have just lost one. I believe James Vining was already ahead of him. But regardless, he lost a couple of positions there. That's unfortunate, as that outside wall has claimed the victims here tonight, as we have 50 laps to go. That is it. That is all that remains here in tonight's race, as we'll make it 49 for the 13 of Ryan Maines. Well, we have a moment. Let's see how Ryan Maines' truck is handling for him. Let's go on board with him here for a lap or two as we go silent on the mic. Alright, we are back, and not too much movement in the wheel here for that 13 of Ryan Maines, as he's pretty solid behind the wheel. He's not having to sew on it too much, doing a fantastic job there. So we'll go back and check. Caden Anderson still hanging on to that second position. John Ottenbacher can't quite get by him. I'm not sure if Christie's out there watching or not. But definitely do a cheer for him. He is doing a great job here tonight, running in third place, and he may have second here in the future. We'll see. He is currently on lap number 90 on the lead lap, battling for third position with Caden Anderson. Anderson had a little bit of a lead early, but it has quite shrunk here from third place, and even fourth place for that matter. So the question is, will he be able to get by him as they're side by side at the line? And he does. He doesn't have him 100% clear, but he has him right there in his sights, trying to get by him. And still can't 100% say he's cleared. He is definitely doing everything in his power to clear that one of Caden Anderson. It's just so tough to get by people at this track, and especially when you're talking now we're past the 30 lap mark on these tires. That is when it starts to become really loose and almost impossible to try to get by someone. So the longer you stay side by side with somebody, the harder it's going to be. I'm not sure which lane is the preferred lane. One of these lanes, though, of course, if you're forcing someone up, or it could be if you're forcing them down to the bottom, you're going to wear those tires out just a little bit more. Again, I'm not sure which one is the way it is, but a lot of tracks, just about every track, has a preferred line and a line you don't want to be in necessarily, and one of the two will wear the tire. So you want to try to hold somebody down at the bottom or hold them up at the top. I'm not sure which it is here, but either way, they're side by side as the 89 of John Ottenbacher can't 100% conceal the deal and make the pass, so he will have to hang on to third place. But here he goes one more time as we have 42 laps to go left in this race. Now make it 41 as they come to the line. Again, your leader is not on camera. That is Ryan Maines, but Ottenbacher still trying to make the pass for second place, so that's where we're hanging in. And no, it's still not enough to get by. He is definitely digging with everything he has to try and make this pass work, but he just hasn't been able to do it here. And he definitely is trying extremely hard to make it work. Well, the question of the night, of course, can he make it work? And right there, he will get by him as we're going to take a look. Caden Anderson gets into the outside wall. Right as we look up, he smacks it, and that is going to allow two cars to get by him, of course. James Thurston and John Ottenbacher. That's not what he wanted, but John Ottenbacher will take it. He will take second place. Now he's got to run down his teammate, who has a 3.116 second lead here at the moment. Again, that is a huge lead. James Thurston going to try. Let's go back a little bit now that that battle's kind of sorted itself out, and it looks like Sean Brightsman going to bring it down pit road here on lap number 35, and that notification just will not go away. We do apologize. Again, the 46 of Sean Brightsman going to bring it down pit road. He will take his third pit stop of the night. We'll see if he has any problems here. He's not going to give up a huge position, about 5th, 6th position to come down, as he is going to take right sides. We'll see, is he going to take left sides? I imagine this will be a 4-tire stop and some fuel. We could be wrong, but it is indeed going to be 4 tires and fuel here for the 46 of Sean Brightsman. Ryan Maines, though, still out leading this race. He is not going to show any signs they're coming down. As I would imagine they can probably make it. Actually, I know they can make it more because Jeff Stabnow out on 48 lap tires, and he is not coming down anytime soon. So we'll go. It looks like it is a bunch of our leaders coming down. Jeff Stabnow coming down, as I mentioned him. James Thurston going to be coming down as well. Looks like James Vining going to be coming down as well. We'll see how James Thurston's stop goes here. Will he hit his marks? It's going to be crucial that he does. And he slides it to a stop, and a perfect stop there. The right sides go up. James Viney coming in behind him with a good stop for him as well. Right side go up, and we'll see left sides go up for James Thurston. Will they go up for the 333? And they do as well. So 4-tire stop for everybody so far. We haven't seen any 2-tire stops, and I would imagine with 35 laps to go, this will be the last stop of the race for these racers here tonight, as we have several. Frank Harris, Tom Green, and Dan Stussy all going to be coming down to pit road. Ryan Maines 40 laps in. He is not coming down at the moment, so it'd be interesting to see when he does come down. He would be able to make it for sure, though. Again, time to come down will be soon as John Ottenbarger in the 89. He's going to go ahead and bring it down pit road, and he's got to contend with the 77 on pit road of Tom Green, but no problems. He gets in, and he has to back it up just a bit, but not going to hurt him too much. I don't think maybe a half a second or so. I don't think that's going to hurt him in the long run, as he will take 4 tires and fuel here for John Ottenbarger. He's currently 4th, and he will come out. Caden Anderson, I'm not sure what Caden Anderson was doing, but he went through the grass. I believe he got out of shape there, as he is going to be on the apron, going to try to get it back up to speed, as that's going to allow drivers to get by him. And you see the damage. He got into the wall there and got into the grass. Ryan Maines, when is he going to come down pit road? Caden Anderson and Rob Stewart have not come down. When they do, it would give the lead to James Thurston, who is out on the track. John Ottenbarger going to be a little ways behind him to try to make something happen. This could be James Thurston's night to win. Ryan Maines slowing on the track. He's going to come down pit road, and he spins it out coming down pit road. He came in too hot and ends up spinning it out into the grass. No caution's going to come out, but your leader's spinning coming down pit road, and that is definitely going to cost him the race right there, as that is going to be hard to overcome, as he's already technically been on pit road for about 30 seconds, and only about 8 of it has been down actual pit road. So that right there is going to be a costly mistake for your race leader. Unfortunate that it happened, but sometimes it does happen. He just gets in a little hot. Old tires going from one surface to the other on pit road, and unfortunately that happens. Rob Stewart in the 76 with right now 31 laps to go. He's still out on track as your race leader. He has 43 laps on these tires. James Thurston ready for him to come down pit road so he can take over the race lead, but it just hasn't happened yet. Rob Stewart out 44 laps on his tires. There goes the 13 of Ryan Maines. He's going to go 1 lap down because of that, as he will come back out on the track, probably kicking himself right now, as just came in too hot, and around she went, and unfortunately that's all it takes, and that will probably seal his fate unless we get a caution. If we can get a caution and he can get that lap back, I would not count him out yet. If he does have the same tires as everybody else, so definitely do not count him out of this race by any means. All it would take would be a simple caution, and he could potentially be back in this race, so do not count him out yet, as we do have Casey Tillman in the 92 coming down pit road. Rob Stewart still not coming down. I'm wondering if he's maybe waiting on a caution to come out. Maybe he can potentially come down during the caution. But he is not coming down. Maybe he can try to make it, but I'm not sure what the fuel mileage is anyway. He might be able to make it on fuel if he squeezes it out. We'll see. And I said don't count out the 13 of Ryan Maines. That's why right there. He's 1 lap down, but there's your leader. He is back on the lead lap now. So if the caution was to come out, he could pit with the leaders and come down, and there's the caution right there, and it's going to be for Casey Tillman in the 92. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. And I thought we went back too far, but this is right when he comes out of pit road, as we saw him coming down, and not sure. Looks like he maybe was coming back onto the track when it happened. Indeed, he's trying to get it back onto the track and spins it out right there, and that will bring out the caution here once again tonight, as James Thurston, your race leader. That is, of course, our 4th caution of the night. Here with 9 laps under caution, 10 different lead changes. James Thurston, your race leader. He just led his first lap, and he's going to duck down onto pit road. And this could get interesting. I think we may see some 2-tire stops here from some of these drivers. I'm not sure who it'll be, but 2 tires may be a strategy here tonight. We're going to watch these guys as they come down and see if anybody tries it. And it runs 2 tires with only 26 laps to go. It's under the 30 mark, so we'll see if that is a potential strategy as they're really going to start shaking things up here. And doesn't look like it. James Thurston going to take 4 tires. So far, nothing. James Thurston going to be the first one out, I do believe, as we have, yes, Rob Stewart, who had just been on pit road, doesn't come down. He stayed on the lead lap, so Rob Stewart back to the front. He was your pole sitter. He's out front leading this race. Ryan Maines and Frank Harris did not come down. 9 laps for Frank Harris on his tires and 5 for Ryan Maines. So those two not coming down. Rob Stewart didn't come down either. He had just been on pit road. And it looks like, we'll see, Rob Stewart actually going to be shown in 4th now, as James Thurston will be ahead of him. We'll see if that trades back and forth here in a minute. But right now, Ryan Maines in the 13 is being scored as your race leader, as he had just got his lap back. Had he not got his lap back before that caution came out, he would not be your race leader right now. But he did, so he is the race leader. We'll definitely we'll have to watch him. We told you, do not count him out, and that is exactly why right there. Alright, lights are off on the pace car. We have 23 laps to go when we get the green flag. James Thurston having a little bit of a blinking issue there. Your top 5 as they run: Ryan Maines, James Thurston, Sean Brightson, John Ottenbacher, Sean Brightson, and James Vining. Green flag back in the air. We are racing. 23 laps to go, and Ryan Maines gets a huge jump over the rest of this field. And I want to once again here, while we have the moment, thank everybody for tuning in here. I know it's late depending on where you're at. It's going on 12:30 here our time. We're glad all of you have stayed with us all night here tonight and into the morning depending on where you are. It could be only about 10 o'clock where you're at, so just depending on where you're at, we thank everybody and everyone for tuning in here on the YouTube channel. Yeah, what a battle it's been all night long between all the drivers. Really, there hasn't been a dull moment on the track as the two of James Thurston trying to run down the 46 of Sean Brightsman. Brightsman has been so quick in that number 46 machine here tonight, and we'll see if he can get back up there. John Ottenbacher just ahead of him. Ryan Maines has led 36 laps. Let's just make it 37 when he comes to the line. There it is, his 37th lap led for the number 13 machine, but don't count John Ottenbacher out. He's going to come to the inside, try to make something happen. Can he make it work? And not quite by him. They're side by side going down the backstretch here with that American Ethanol on the backstretch. And he's going to slide up, do almost a slide job there. That's pretty much what he did. He will take the lead. A new leader once again. It's going to be the 89 of John Ottenbacher as he will lead his 32nd lap. But here comes Ryan Maines. He is not going to take that idle and setting down as he's going to try to get by. But here comes Brightsman by. Sean Brightsman going to try to make something happen again. To keep in mind, Ryan Maines has 11 laps on his tire versus 6 for everybody around him. So that is just a very small difference, but it can make a big difference on this track. And you can see right there as he almost comes down into the 46, but he sees him and he ducks back up before he can get into him. And that is just showing how skilled these drivers are at what they do. And the 13 of Ryan Maines is going to lose 2 spots, and he may lose a third one. We'll see. Here comes the 2 of James Thurston. Again, the 12 laps versus 7 laps, but it's not quite as easy as we're making it out to be, apparently, because here comes the 13 of Ryan Maines on the inside. Those lap tires not necessarily completely worn out yet, as he is going to dive back, and we're going to make it 3 wide. Here comes James Vining in the 333 machine. They're 2 wide, 2 deep, as your leader, John Ottenbacher, says, bring it on, boys. Just keep racing. I'm going to keep going to the front, and I will see y'all in victory lane as we now have 18 laps to go. It's going to be 17 at the line. Looks like they've kind of sorted it out, and that is bad news if you're John Ottenbacher. That means Sean Brightsman has all his attention focused on one bumper, and that is the bumper of your race leader, the 89 of John Ottenbacher. Will we see another caution, and will we go into overtime? Those questions are not answered yet. The question is, will they be answered here in the near future? Well, of course they will be, but we don't know what the answer is going to be. Yes, no, well, we don't know. That's just how it goes around here on iRacing and even in real life racing as well. Jeff Stabnow, what a recovery he has done here tonight. He is currently in 6th position in the number 24 machine. He's had an up and down night. Again, he was our pick for the race win. Unfortunately, looks like that, I'm going to say about a 30% chance of that happening. I'm not going to count anybody out yet. He is on the lead lap, sitting in 6th place. We could see a big pile up at the front of this field that takes out to the top 6 cars, or 5 cars. You never know. You just never know what's going to happen, especially at a track like Kansas. We didn't even expect this to be really a track to see too much happening at. But meanwhile, 30 to 35 laps in, tires are spinning, people are hitting the outside wall. Your leader having to park it early for the 48 of Mark Wall. So again, so much we didn't expect to see at this track. We figured it would be kind of a mundane race, blah race, whatever you want to call it. That is not the case. We really figured once we got to New Hampshire, the Roval, Talladega, those are going to be the races we expected to see stuff. But again, so far that's not been the case, as Jeff Stabnow is going to take it to 5th place now. He's going to try to run down Ryan Maines, who again is so fast here tonight, but he's trying to work his way back up to the lead. Really, looking at it, John Ottenbacher, Sean Brightsman, James Thurston, Ryan Maines, your top 4 drivers have all led laps here. Jeff Stabenow, the first one in the top 5 that hasn't, is Rob Stewart, is going to go for a wild spin through the grass, and he's going to get an unsafe pit entrance, but no caution going to be coming out for that. He's out of harm's way, and we stay green as he is going to try to pull it back on the track. This may be where the caution comes out. We'll see. And no, he's up to, well, I would say he's up to speed, but he's getting up to speed. And no caution will come out for the 76 of Rob Stewart. 13 laps to go. John Ottenbacher is probably sweating bullets right now. Thankful that did not bring out a caution, as that would grid this field back up. Although he may have wanted that caution to allow the 13 and the 24 to kind of wrestle in there once again and try to catch up to or to battle each other. As it looks like the 46 is reeling him in 0.2 seconds behind. We are keeping a close eye on that battle, even though we're not watching it, because we're watching the 3-way battle for third place. Ryan Maines, James Thurston, and Jeff Stabenow. Again, Stabenow has had an up and down night, but he's fought his way back. James Thurston and Ryan Maines side by side as they're going to do it. Jeff Stabenow going to go to the inside of Ryan Maines, and he is shot out of a cannon as he will take a 4th position away. James Thurston is going to be his next victim if he can try to get by him. We'll see if he can. Can they make it 1, 2, 3 for Wicked Chassis Racing here tonight? 2 of the 4 other teammates have been there all night towards the front. John Ottenbacher's been up front. So has the 46 of Sean Brightsman. Mark Walls was up there as well. He was a contender up at the front. And then, of course, 2 times got into the outside wall, and that cost him position on the track. So, unfortunately, he was out of the race earlier than he wanted to be. He's now 67 laps down. Right now, we're watching James Thurston, who is blinking a little bit there. Jeff Stabenow right behind him, trying to solidify a 1, 2, 3 finish for his team. And I really think they probably could have made it 1, 2, 3, 4 as Jeff Stabenow on the 24 is going to try to make the pass here. And this is coming out of turn 4, I do believe it is. Can he get him at the line for 3rd position? No, it's going to be James Thurston here with 8 laps to go. Whoa, contact made. Jeff Stabenow narrowly avoids it. Somehow in the world, I don't know how he managed to avoid that one. As him and James Thurston look like they get together. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. Did they indeed make contact? As we're going to go to the Sames Ford aerial cam here and see if contact was actually made between the 24 and the 2. And contact indeed was made, and the 24 narrowly avoiding that one. The question is, now that we know there was contact there, the question is let's take another look here at the aerial cam to see if we can figure out what might have happened. Was it the 24 or the 2 that may have slid up or down? Not 100% sure. Not sure if the 2 maybe slid down a little bit and the 24 slid up, but either way, contact has been made between the 2. And of course, that will bring out the caution once again. So we will go there. We'll get rid of the, there we go, the aerial coverage off the screen. Everybody coming down pit road. As looks like James Vining going to be out of the race, so we're going to get him up in the booth. James Vining, you there?
Yeah, if it's working, can you hear me?
All right, we got you. Oh, we just got your message, and indeed it was. It has been a fun race, and it's closing down here. 6 laps to go. Looked like maybe Jeff made a little contact there with James Thurston, but somehow survived it. This is going to be for an interesting race here in these last closing laps.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, as a matter of fact, that's exactly what Jeff had said. And there was no way I could miss James. It was just, but And I'm not even upset. I had so much fun tonight.
Definitely, we've had a blast. So we were talking about it. When I thought of Kansas, my first thoughts was, okay, this is going to be a little bit of a boring race. I didn't expect to see too much. And then we get in here and hear about the tires getting loose about 30, 35 laps in, and really made it interesting. This race, when you think of races that are going to be boring and mundane and races that are going to be awesome, like Talladega road course and stuff, this was not on that scale, but it definitely has lived well beyond what I figured it would be, and been just an outstanding race. We're about to see a really good battle, I think, between Brightsman, Ottenbacher, Maines, and Stabnow.
Yeah, give me a second. I got to turn down the volume from the sim real quick. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're all good.
Yeah, I kind of figured that it was going to be an interesting race when during some practices, how close we were and how the tires would fall off, how loose the truck was. Mine was, at least. And so, yeah, I was pretty. I didn't think I was going to make it that long, but I'm surprised. I surprised myself.
Hey, there you go. That's all. You made it to all but 6 laps or so, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this should put us into overtime. I'm not 100% sold on that one yet. As we did have 6 to go when it came out. I believe that anything that would drop below 3 should be overtime. So we'll find out here momentarily. We're still being shown 134 laps, which is scheduled distance. Ever since we've had this overtime, we've seemed to use it quite a bit.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Yeah, on the screen it looks like we're at lap 130, going on 131. So I guess it depends on if they start now or not.
Yeah, this would
well,
be...
they're not even lined up yet.
Yeah, they're not lined up, so we don't have the 2 to go yet. This right here would be 4 laps to go. We'll see if they get it or not. Lights are off, so we are not going to go into overtime just yet. We are going to get the green flag with 3 laps to go. This is not going to be overtime. However, I'm not counting it out just yet. I'm still not sold that we won't have an overtime, especially when you get somebody like Brightsman, Ottenbacher, Maines, Stabnow, Anderson up there. Those 5 drivers all battling for one position, and that's a horse first. Anything can happen.
Yeah, and they don't like to give up anything either. Trust me, I was behind almost every one of them earlier.
Yeah, nobody wants to give anything up here onto the racetrack. Obviously, everybody's going for the hardware. They want to get that virtual trophy. They want to get the win. They want the points. They want to get into that chase. As we did the math earlier with Jeff, or we let Jeff do the math anyway, and only 3 drivers are locked into the chase, roughly, which leaves 9 spots available and 22 drivers that mathematically could still get into it. So there's a lot up in the air as to what's going to happen for that chase in the top 12. But what we do know, green flag is back in the air. 3 laps to go. You think we're going to have a green-white checkered here tonight?
Well, I have a feeling Sean's going to take this one. Well, maybe not.
We'll definitely be waiting to see. We're going to go back here to Maines, Stabnow, and Anderson. That is where we're going. Jeff Stabnow just got by Ryan Maines. Now he's going to have to do it all over again, as he's definitely got a fast truck here. And I think Jeff Stabnow is even faster on the newer tires. I think the longer that truck runs, I think it may get a little bit slower. The complete opposite for Ryan Maines. I think the longer we run for him, the faster he gets.
Yeah, I felt like my truck handled better, at least the longer. Well, maybe not handle better, but yeah, definitely. There goes the lead.
Yep. Lead is going to be taken. Sean Brightsman's going to lose it with 2 to go. It's going to be 1 to go at the line. And Stabnow might try to take second place. I don't know. We'll see. 1 lap to go. White flag in the air. Presented by Northwest Racing Series. And I don't think Stabnow's done just yet.
No, Sean pushed him down there and had him mowing the grass with a splitter there for a second.
Oh, that is teammates for you, as the 13 of Ryan Maines trying to split through the middle. We may see a 3-way wreck here in a minute between second, third, and fourth, as it's not going to be 1, 2, 3 for Wicked Cushion, but it is, of course, going to be John Ottenbacher picking up the win here tonight in the 89 machine, and followed by Jeff Stabnell and Ryan Maines are going to be your top three. As what a battle it was, and I look forward to talking to those top three drivers here in just a moment.
And by the way, don't mention to Rob what I said earlier about him winning the race. I don't want him to know that I actually messed him up.
Well, he may know now, but we will be right back, folks, as we're going to step away. And when we come back, we'll have your top three drivers here in the booth to talk to, so don't go anywhere. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, here with the post-race show, and we have your top three drivers here in the booth, and as always, starting with third place, that is going to be the 13 of Ryan Maines, and what a race. He led quite a few laps, and in the end, ended up having to settle for third place. I definitely think you had a winning truck here tonight, Ryan. The question is, what do you think you needed to possibly get the win? Maybe a few extra laps or a better restart on that last restart. What do you, in your opinion, what do you think you needed there to get that win?
A little luck is usually all I need. Put a little mud on my face when I went through the mud coming in the pits, but that, with the caution coming out not long after that, it probably would have ended up that way anyway. The truck was just not the best on the early runs. It was okay, but not as fast as some of these other guys around me. So as soon as I hit about, I don't know, 15 laps or so, we would just launch. But I needed some open air for that, and I didn't have any.
Yeah, we mentioned there that it seemed like the longer we ran, the faster you get. Compared to some of the others, the longer we ran, they kind of fell backwards. You did the complete opposite. So obviously, if we'd attacked maybe 15 more laps on there, so might have had a chance to get this win. But overall, a really good night of racing for you. You obviously get a good point side out of it. And we know you got some sponsors and shout-outs you need to give for that third-place finish, so who would those be?
Always thankful for Walt's Beer Co. for sponsoring the series and VRN for covering it. And, always enjoy running this thing.
All right, well, that, of course, will bring us to our second place driver here tonight. It looks like we didn't jinx him. He won last season when they were here, finishes runner-up tonight. That is, of course, the 24 of Jeff Stabnell. And up and down night, kind of like a roller coaster here for you. You ended up going, I believe, 2 laps down at some point. Then you got those back and were working your way to the front. And just a few laps short, I think, maybe getting the win. First off, how was that truck handling, and what do you think also you needed to get that win here tonight?
Well, first off, I'm going to say you did jinx me, Charles, because I spent the whole race 2 laps. I never did get a chance to the front, and by the time I did, it was too late. The truck was an absolute rocket. When we got to I was having to stay out and take wave rounds, and a lot of times I was on 20 lap older tires than these guys, but at the end of the runs, I was able to drive by guys on 20 lap older tires. So the truck was a monster on the long run. Maybe not the fastest truck on the short run, but it really came to life probably about the time everybody started moving up top. So would have liked a few more laps there at the end to try to get it there, but all in all, it was a pretty good night, and we were able to get back to second and get to see teammate John there get the first win in quite a while. So I know he's been due for a while, so very happy for him.
Well, definitely good to see him in victory lane, and also good to know that our jinx and our broadcaster's curse is still alive. We thought it was dead there for a while. That being said, again, you're already locked in, so you really didn't have a whole lot on the line. Obviously, still want to pick up some wins just to kind of pad your stats a little bit and, just have a good season overall. Never disappointed with a second place finish. It's still a good night for you. Whether you had to fight and claw to get it or if it was given to you on a silver spoon, you got it either way. And we know you got some sponsors on the side of that car, or truck in this case, that you need to shout out. So who would those be?
First of all, I'm not sure if there was a question there or if I needed to queue up the Grammy music for you, Charles. But
it automatically plays.
The wins are bonus points for the playoffs, right? That carry over to each round. So wins are important for the playoffs. Definitely hunting wins right now. Disappointed that I think we had a truck to get it done tonight, and we just didn't get it done. And feel bad. Shout out to James Thurston there. Feel bad. I went back and looked at the replay, and probably more my fault than his. I don't know. We had a little bit of net code there, and I think we were both kind of fighting over the middle of the two lanes there. So sorry for him. Certainly wasn't trying to get into him there at the end. Was just trying to get by him and run hard. Big shout out to John there for getting his win. Sean for almost making that strategy work here at the end. Ryan Maines on another good run. And then, of course, our sponsors, Walls Beard Co., fantastic sponsor of Northwest Truck Series, and, of course, iRacing, VRN, and all that in general. And then, of course, VRN and the great show that you guys help us put on. So thanks a lot, Charles.
All right. Well, again, congrats on that, and hang around after this because we want to talk to you a little bit more after the race. But that being said, we need to talk to our race winner first, and that is going to be the 89 of John Ottenbacher. I don't know if he had his cheerleader out there cheering for him, but you put it in victory lane. Hopefully she was out there watching. But how does it feel? As Jeff said, it's a little overdue, but you are back in victory lane here tonight.
Yeah, it feels pretty good to be up here leading again and get a win. It's been a long time coming, and this Walls Beard Co. Wicked Chassis truck was awesome, and I couldn't ask for a better team and a better truck, and had a lot of fun out here with a lot of the guys. Good racing with Caden and Ryan and Sean, and it was just an awesome race.
Well, we got to ask those tough questions for you, but you had a fast truck all night long, and I think you probably could have got by him anyway. But you never want to see your teammate wrecked out of a race. But do you think Mark Walls having his incidents tonight kind of it definitely didn't hurt you getting into victory lane? I don't know. I wouldn't say it helped you because I think you could have brought by him anyway. But do you think it, just maybe helped you just a little bit, didn't hurt you out there on the track? One less fast truck you had to worry about?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, when he went by me in that second stint there, it's like, oh, crap. I'm second place again tonight. But, I was really bummed that he had to leave. I'm not exactly sure what happened, and I hope everything's okay at his house there, and sure miss him and hope everything goes okay. But yeah, I was looking forward to the end of the race to maybe race him a little bit harder.
Oh, definitely. Would have been awesome to see. It looked like for a while, we're going to have 1, 2, 3, maybe even 1, 2, 3, 4. Didn't work out that way, but you still got a 1, 2 anyway. So you can't be disappointed with that. But as always, dominating performance. We know you got some sponsors and shout outs, so who would those be for that, again, just the outstanding run here tonight?
Yeah, again, I just want to thank all the racers that raced with us. Just an awesome group of guys, and I absolutely enjoy racing with everyone out here. Got to thank Wicked Chassis for putting together an awesome car again tonight, and Walls Beard Co., our sponsor and main sponsor, been a sponsor for a long time. Awesome beard products. Go get you some. And got to thank VRN and you, Charles, for putting up with us.
All right, we do the best we can to put up with them. That being said, we hope everyone has a great rest of your night, and of course tomorrow, as we will be out at the real racetrack doing some filming. So have a great rest of your night, and we will see you Sunday with a Race Court Xfinity Series on Sunday night.